What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video. This is just a quick review of my latest pickup, the Jordan 1 Light Fusion Red. So this pair right here, unfortunately enough, I was able to win through the Jimmy Jazz raffle through their app. Now this is the back-to-back win on this app, so lately I've been leaning towards this app more than the other apps. I know they have like SNS and all that, but now Jimmy Jazz, to me personally, the last 2 weeks has been W, so can't go wrong with this app. So we'll get right into the review. Let me take it out of this hyperactive bag. Is actually like a joint store with Jimmy Jazz, so that's where they have the bigger sizes. So anyways, here's the Jordan 1 box. As you can see, I will give you a close in at the size tag. Size 10, my size personally. I'm not really definitive on if I want to keep this pair or see what's the secondary market on it. As of right now, there's a slight resale value, nothing too crazy like I said, but we'll get right into the sneaker. All the BS aside, standard Jordan 1 box, all black with a red lettering. Let's get right into it. Standard Jordan 1 tissue paper, you got that all white. You can see the shoe kind of through it. If you take a closer look, you can see the colors peeking out. And like I said, let's get right into it. And there you go, the latest Jordan 1 Fusion Red. So my initial impression on this sneaker is the shoe is a bit lighter than I expected. The camera doesn't do it justice. On the camera, from editing the video, I can see it's a bit reddish, but in hand it's more salmon pink than red. But like I said, the camera is not doing the actual shoe justice, so keep in mind if you are looking to buy these sneakers, the footage is kind of biased because like I said, it's not fully red. It's a more of a pinkish salmon, so keep that in mind. Something I do like about this sneaker is the amount of extra laces that come with. I always find that as a plus, just because, you know, retail is usually more than usual, so coming with extra laces, especially for a bright shoe like this, is not a bad idea. So shout out to Nike for that. Now let's move on to a closer look at the shoe. I will show you the leather and how the material is compared to other Jordan 1s. Usually Jordan 1s are either hit or miss when it comes to material. It's either standard material, great material, or you know, some poor material. But on this pair, I would say it's a bit standard, nothing too crazy. Those UNC ones actually way better than this in my opinion, but like I said, it's nothing too crazy. This is one of these shoes that you can tell is going to be sought after, and then resale is going to go crazy maybe a couple months, couple years from now. Personally, this is a nice shoe. I can't lie, right here, this is a great shoe, well put together. The colorway, initially when I first saw the pictures, I was a bit hesitant on this just because of the amount of great colorways on Jordan 1s Jordan was releasing throughout this year. And then this one, I wouldn't say he dropped the ball on this one, but it's a bit odd, you know, left field. But like I said, this will be a sought after sneaker, so if you're looking to flip kind of a couple pairs and able to hold them for a couple months, maybe slightly over a year, this is definitely a pair, just because Jordan 1s usually have a great resale value behind it. From the footage you can see, talking about when I could talk about the leather, it's like I said, nothing too crazy. I will take out the other pair just because I don't want the laces just cover the entirety of the sneaker. I just realized that the laces was covering most of the sneaker, so let me bring out the right pair so you can see a clean view of the sneaker. And here we go. Like I said, the leather here looks great, and like I said, I will continue to repeat throughout the video that the shoe does seem to be a bit darker red, but in hand, like I said, it's a light salmon, maybe a tad bit of pink, so keep that in mind. You have the Nike Air logo there. It's a shade of yellowish, reddish, and then that pinkish. So like I said, keep that in mind if you're looking to copies. Now to me, this is just one of two Jordan 1s that are going to be a bit sought after. The next Jordan 1 release besides this one is July 17th, which is the electric orange, which people rumors to say it was the Shadow 1 4.0s, but in my mind it looks a bit different. Like I said, it's like this one a bit sought after, but like I said, it's a Jordan 1, so there will always be some resale value behind Jordan 1, so keep that in mind when it comes to these odd colorways. Now when I see this sneaker, I think of this sneaker right here I'm showing. To me, it reminds me of a sneaker that will go with a specific school colorway. Nothing comes off my top of the head right now, but like I said, this is usually good for a school colorway. Whichever school has this specific, you know, red, white, yellowish colorway, it will match really well. Aside from that, like I said, standard Jordan 1 sneaker, nothing too crazy on this pair. Materials decent. The extra pair of laces is a bit surprise for me. Is usually these amount of extra laces usually comes with like a collab Jordan 1, And like I said, this is a standard GR Jordan 1, so it's a bit surprising for me, but like I said, for the amount that Jordan be taxing these people, it's about time. Now this same Jimmy Jazz app does have those Hyper Royal Jordan 1s releasing really soon, as of next week. So if you do have a Jimmy Jazz account, or like in my case, if you do have multiple Jimmy Jazz accounts, you might want to keep that in mind, because I heard they have very limited amount of Hyper Royal 1s, under 10 pairs to be exact. So that's gonna be a tough raffle to win. But like I said, the more accounts, the more chances. So let's hope I get a dub there. Now, surprisingly, when I saw on Twitter on Saturday when these released, there was a lot of people going for this sneaker. I figured, just because it's a wild color, people would just, glance over them, wouldn't even give them the time of day. But a lot of people missed out. A lot of people figured, hey, it's still gonna be there maybe a little after release time. But a lot of people took L's on sneakers. Surprisingly, I did not try on sneakers just because I knew I had a pair secured, and I wasn't really sold on having two pairs just in stock. So one pair for me was more enough. But if you was able to cop multiple pairs or took an L, comment down below. I like to see it, just because I didn't realize how many people really wanted these. So overall, my impressions with sneakers, not that bad. I really like the sneaker. I won't say I love the sneaker. It's just something different from the Jordan brand. Like I said, the Jordan 1 silhouette can carry basically any Jordan 1 colorway, just because the silhouette is just iconic and classic for all these fans, consumers. So they will automatically sell out just because of that. And recently I've seen Nike finally won the patent on the Jordan 1 silhouette, so all other brands who have a sneaker similar to the Jordan 1, now business is about to go left for them. So let's see what goes on with that. If you did miss out on this release, I see on StockX they're not really going for too much over retail, so keep that in mind, just in case they might spike up, like I said, just because they're so after. So as of right now, they're really close to retail, so don't miss on that if you didn't cop on release date. And like every review, I will give you some closer shots on the sneaker, just in case I missed out on something. As you can see from the initial pictures, that leather, it looks a bit more premium in pictures in hand, but in actual hand, the feeling, it's not, I won't say it's stiff, but it's not as soft and buttery as, let's say, a UNC Jordan 1. So keep that in mind. You can see the leather, the red, the yellow contrast with each other really well. Like I said, on footage it looks a bit reddish, but in hand is a bit light pinkish, salmonish. So keep that in mind if you're gonna cop these pairs. Overall, a decent looking shoe. I can't complain on the sneaker. Like I said, it's one of those oddball colorways. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.